I know. Hello, Bev. Happy birthday. Hello. Nuggets. You're welcome. Hello, Matthew. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Violet. Hello, hello, hello. I am alive. I can speak again. Whew. That is good. Very good. I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, poems might be read today. Maybe. I haven't decided if I do or if I don't want them to be. Thinking yes. I don't know when. Hello, Haley. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I haven't read Paradise in a while. I need to. Alright, let's go check. It's fine, Nuggets. Let's check what chapter of Paradise I'm on. It's been a while. Chapter 30 is what I'm in. I'd be screaming too. No, I don't. I read at my own pace, which is whenever I feel like it. Hi, burgers. Hello, hello, hello. Trying to think which poem I should read. Bye, Violets. I I have an idea. So this poem was my first attempt at trying to do multiple poems into one. She's sleeping actually. She's been working a lot lately. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I have the poem. Should I read it now? Who's all here? Nuggets, Bev. I think that's it. You love poetry? I do too. It's crazy. Crazy how I love poetry. Like, never even thought of. Who would expected that? Not me. And y'all are ready, I'll read. No. Take that. Yawn too. All of y'all. Yawn. Take that. Should I read now? Should I read now? Thinking yes. Stop. Don't read. Got you. Silence. Poems. Okay, Nuggets, I'll let you decide. It's top to bottom or bottom to top? Top, bottom, bottom, top. You want me to read it top to bottom or bottom to top? Top to bottom. But they would just join in and just be like, top, bottom. I never even got a name for this one. It's literally just called Attempt 1. No, Bev. Bad Bev. Stop shaking. Stop. Dakuyu. It hurts, in fact, speaking behind one's back. The things you say, have you never heard that? Actually, it breaks their heart, even every day. They take it on their cheek, but all the time you never hear them complain. Like they're ignoring the things you say, listening to the filth you speak. The day you say to their face, they won't snap back, they'll stay silent. But just you wait, they're plotting to respond. Because you too have your flaws. Since you have to uphold these laws, they'll strike back with your words. They'll prove that your gossip isn't one way, since pain can always go two ways. Get yawned on. You're a small YouTuber? Or like 410? I'm hilarious. Ah, 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 ah. Loisler. I am funny. I'm hilarious. I'm very funny. Oh, no one's gonna say I'm funny. Wow. Eh? I'm not funny. Okay, I understand. What sound is that? I am funny. Let's go. Vika is alive. No, she was showering. Let's see if she notices I'm live. Quit yo yapping. It's crazy. Not a celebrity. I just have a very talkative girlfriend. I sent like maybe a 2 paragraph spiel about how much I liked her, and now she's sending one back. You're a dinosaur? Oh, you talking about them things from Jurassic Park? Um, Hi, hello, you're alive. You're gonna screen record my lives? Well, actually, fun fact, all of them are gonna be public from this point forward. Susan. Anyone get that reference? Anyone? Anyone get the reference? Fun fact, my girlfriend made that screen recording. Not the screen recording, that recording. Hello, Ryan. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I can't say it. I don't have the hair for it. When I have the hair for it, I'll say it, but it's not live. I mentioned you worked hard. Good genetics. May or may not have been the one. Gulp MP4. Oh yeah, Bev, you wanna know how many sent you? You'll never guess the amount. Some motivation. I can give you my doctor advice, which is water and walk it off, or I give you good motivation, which is you got this. Have fun. Enjoy life. I sent you 0. Avada Kedavra? Hello, Avada Kedavra. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna call you Cooley now because Avada Kedavra is way too long. You're welcome. Thanks, buddy. Welcome to the underground. What the? Vika, you know you can talk to them, right? They don't bite. Well, Bev might bite. Rose might also bite. A slur, he'd never bite. Yeah, Pie definitely bites. Bev probably bites. Nuggets definitely bites. Like, Nuggets definitely is like per cannibal. I'm like pretty sure. Imagine being tired. Yeah, Rye wouldn't bite. Rye would never bite. They like you more than me. Rye would never bite anyone. Never. Pineapple. You did make it onto the bite list. Oh, why did not? Bev made it on. Rye would never bite. I forgot how to wink for a second there. Rye would never bite. Nuggets definitely bites. Hustler, he doesn't bite. He does stab though. He definitely does stab. What am I doing? I'm making a bite list. Let's see. Rose bites. Bev bites. Nuggets bites. Rye would never bite. A slur, he would never bite anyone. He will stab you, though. He will definitely try to stab you. I've seen him do it. He'll definitely do it. Bev is in my walls. I live in perpetual fear. Oh, bye-bye. Wait, actually, where is he? Did you? No, he's just buried. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. What are we doing? We're talking, being dumb. You seem like you bite. No, yeah. You give off biting vibes. We're making a bite list. Let's see. So Nuggets bites, Bev bites, Pie bites. You know me IRL. What's my name? Take a random guess. Guys, take a random guess what my name is. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Vika does bite. I can confirm she does bite. I lost this finger giving her little head pats. She bit it off. Bit it straight off. I'm trying to remember you. Your feet hurt? Have you tried walking it off? Huh? Moon face fine. Kaboosh. Pow. Eh? Trying to think of what else to do. Who's Moonface Martin? Only the most notorious gangster ever. Public enemy number 14. Oh, help, police. Is this guy from a musical called Anything Goes? Amazing. Amazing musical. So good. The songs in it? So good. So good. You bite toes? Why? It's kind of weird. I haven't heard from Kay like at all since last year. Is she still alive? Do we know if she's still alive? No, no, she's not the one to get on my walls. She would never. I don't think I ever heard that. I was out of the loop for so long. Yeah, I never heard of that. Lou, welcome, welcome, welcome. Love the O. Eh. The painting. I love it too. One of my most favorite paintings ever. So every night. And then those ones are mine that I made. Huh? Vika. Shush. Shush. It's not that hard. Huh? Huh? Me too. She scares me too. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. Locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. Locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A rubber room. A rubber room with rats. And rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. Rubber room. A rubber room with rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy. Did you know, guys, they like locked me in a room? It was a rubber room too, but this time it was a round rubber room. They told me to sit in the corner, but there was no corner because it was round. There's no corners and round. So I sat in the middle. Thank you, Larry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Crash? I crashed once. I spun out, hit a curb, accidentally crashed. Crashed? I crashed once. I spun out, hit a curb, crash. Crash? I crashed. Hey, hey. No, I'm done. I promise. Don't leave. Please. No, I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll stop. I'm done. I'll go clean. I'll go clean. I swear. Hello, Blackpink. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. I try my best. Alright. Never too bad. Plus, I'm your entertainment. You can't hate me. You're writing? I'm reading. I am reading. Hello, Larry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Rawr. What sound is that? It's a dinosaur. A what? A dinosaur. Make the sound again. Rawr. Oh, you talking about them things from Jurassic Park. You're bored? Shall I read a poem? Yeah? Read Powerless out loud? No, because I'll spoil it for people who haven't read it yet. I wouldn't have mind if it was like the first 5 chapters-ish. That's sick. What? I wouldn't mind if it was like the first 5 chapters. This is 39th chapter. So I'll just read a poem. You're back. Welcome back. This is 30. No, 31? 30? No, this is chapter 29. I'm on 29. I'm not on 39. Got excited. have this much to read until I'm on 39. Almost 100 pages. Oh, bye. Ooh, 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 ooh. $68 chapters. Probably like 4 more minutes. I want to read a poem, then I'm gonna get off. Don't know what poem to read, so it might be this one. Hello, Silo. Silka? You are new? Stranger danger, stranger danger, stranger danger, stranger danger. Ah! I'll read to there. That's a good chunk. Stwanja Danja. Well, if you fall asleep, you're gonna miss a poem. This poem hasn't even. This like first chunk hasn't even been read out loud yet. Okay, little backstory to this. So there was these poems called Messages of a Madman that I was writing. If you don't know. So I looked up insane asylum poems and I found some amazing examples. And then I found one about a stone golem who crashed his head against a stone wall, and I was like, I can make something of that. And so that's where this first chunk came from. And the rest of it was just me trying to extend on it and then just make as long of a home I can while staying on the same jurisdiction. I'm not going to say topic because it switches topics every now and then. It gets like subsections every now and then. Whew. But don't remember that. Well, it depends on how bad the cut, and depends on their blood, how fast it clots. Why do I? Because it's common sense. If you have a tiny paper cut, you can't really bleed out from that. Unless if you have a certain like disease which stops your blood from clotting and you need to like do something medical to stop it. Now, so you have a big cut, like say you lose an entire hand, that's a lot of blood. You're losing a lot of blood, and that's a big cut. So you would bleed out faster than with a paper cut. No, I did my research. Yeah. Yeah, talk to them. Do you not do that? Oh, wait, stop stalling. Okay, I'm gonna read this and then I'm gonna get off. You're back just in time. And you missed the entire backstory, but yeah. Whew. Favorite philosopher? Is that my girlfriend? No, that's my sister. Am I black? Yes. How'd you know? Apparently, I'm black. Guys, apparently, I'm black. Don't know when this happened. Oh, there it is. Gee, I wonder why. I guess I'm black. Don't know when that happened. Staying outside in the sun too long. Yeah, poem. Whew. Again, this was basically based off of Inside a Asylum poem that basically had like a line in it that was what in Golem slammed his head on these concrete walls or something. Where am I from? Mars. Anyways, this is what I wrote. What invertebrate golem slammed his head on his house, on his foundation, so that his skull cracked open, and outforce spilled into our world algorithms and laws, mathematics and calculation, rhyme and reason, trial and treason, guilty and not, pain and death, left and right and wrong, wrong and right. What broken-hearted beast decided to use pain as glue? Intermission. Cool. Anyways, what broken-hearted beast decided to use pain as glue, slurs as a defense, drugs as a lullaby, knives as a bow, with the arm as a violin, and a gun as a lobotomy? What lost soul that wanders the streets, covered in rags and filth, dirt and blood, has had a past, a beautiful story that is now lost to the streets? Forgotten due to bruises, lost in the pit of their stomach, burned away with drugs, and torn away like their final possessions. And this concrete wall that divides us from them, that keeps us from them, but not them from us, that stops us from helping them, do you know what this wall is called? Do you know what its name is? You could call it a divider, you could call it a red line, you could call it classes, you could call it social classes. But its main purpose is to show those with and without. And we could also call this a new name that I've discovered. We could call this concrete wall fear. Now, this golem from the beginning, that's called life. And those things that come from it, mathematics, laws, guilty, right and wrong, that's called life. And they're required to live. You need them. You need math to count the years you've witnessed. You need laws to tell the good from bad. And you need the pain and death to understand the value of life and its beauty. Now, you need nothing else. You need none of the rest that we spewed out. We humans that came from this golem. Mental, emotional, and psychological, to an infinite, suicide and genocide, pain as glue, slurs as a defense, drugs as lullaby, knives as a bow, with the arm as a violin, and a gun as a lobotomy. Why were these spewed out? What purpose do they hold? Drugs to hear the pain, but only to cause more side effects, and you get high enough that you fall. And suicide to end it all, but it makes it worse for those who cared about you, for those who loved you, and it leads them to commit and repeat. And now you have slurs as a way to say other words, an offensive way, albeit, but they're just words, random words alone, which had no meaning. But then you gave them meaning, and it became what it was, and became what it's become. Now let those words die, let them lose meaning, collect dust in the pocket of those who continue. Tame your tongue and help those who fail to do so. Now, you want to be a violinist. You want your solo in the orchestra of other broken beasts, in front of the lost souls and the blind populace. What does it do for you, that bloody violin and the rusty bow? Where do you think your career as a violinist will go? And what point is there to it? What point is there to withdraw these notes? What point is there to get that solo, to walk on center stage and watch the audience watches air caught in their throat as you bleed out these notes? And there are better instruments to play, or you could build, you could destroy. But why make the hands? Your hands destroy the very thing they need. The very thing they need to create music, beautiful life. And that headache you have, that never-ending pain that comes when life flashes by, when you can't remember, when you forget what was it that you lost, when or where you had that friend, and then you're on the brink of being lost and of yourself becoming a lost soul, losing everything else, and you decide to go to your nearest druggie and ask them for your drugs, which they can't give you for you're too poor. You've lost so much. You've lost too much. Then you go to your nearest doctor, and he himself has an offer, a pretty explosive operation, which can cure your pains, but you don't need it. You have your own syringe. But you do need the anesthetic. You need to load it inside in its metal casing with an explosive kick. Just a small injection into the roof of your mouth, and all the pain goes away. With your lovely lobotomy, and now you have a hole through your head and left a hole in everyone's heart. How's the pain? How's the end? Was it worth it? The lethal injection, the cold steel, the last thing you ever did, the last act of your life, was not the one that benefited you, was not the one that brought joy, was not the one that created anything, but the one that destroyed. It had killed yourself, and it destroyed your beautiful mind, and it destroyed devastation and brought it to the world. Some doctor looked only in the mirror to find him. All your doubts, all your pain, foolishness, all your losses, all your past friends, all of them telling you to do it, to join them, that there's nothing left for you, and yet, if you have nothing, then why not go out? Why not go out and get something? Go make your name known, go be something rather than dying as nothing. And I know that's insensitive. I know that people can't help feel that way. But there are those who can help them, and those who really need to try. Yeah. That was long. I got locked in the zone, so I just had to keep going. I got in the flow state. It was good. Thank you. Didn't see it. I was in the flow state. Probably your favorite. It has a longer version. Hold on. This will take like a second. Alright, hello. So it's a little bit broken, and I can't read y'all, but that doesn't matter because I'm going to be turning this thing off afterwards. This is the longer one because I basically like freestyle at the very end there. Go be something rather than dying as nothing. And I'm aware that that is insensitive. I know some of you can't help it. I know some of you were born like this or scarred so much that it has infested you. Additionally, whatever power is there behind the words of a poet who once used to play the violin himself because he loved how the notes sounded. Whatever power is there to a broken beast who only writes what he sees, who looks at both sides, both wicked in certain degrees, both pure in others. What power is there to a human voice if you don't repeat them, if you don't put the words behind the words? Then you will have to use actions, and it is not actions that speak louder than words. Frankly, in my opinion, they can't even speak. It is the words that repeat in your mind. It is the words that you read and reread and listen to on repeat. They hold you and you hold them. They are powerful when you put the power behind them. You remembering them is what gives them power. It's like a slur. You gave it power. And so now it has the connotation it has become. Put the words of a poet, the words of a king, the words of a leader, the words of a soldier, the words of a broken beast, the words of a lost soul, the words of a previous violinist compares nothing to the words of a lost soul. To an invertebrate golem. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I did. Anyways, love you guys, whoever's here. Love you, Bev. Love you, Nuggets. Love you, Pie, if you guys are still here. Can't really see y'all. Doesn't really let me read right now. Or turn it off. I love that. Hold on. Name of the poem? I don't know the name of the poem. I think I'm just going to call it Life. What's a good name for it? I wish it was real. Anyways, have a good night, y'all. Love y'all.